And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Gamecocks offense heads out to see what they can put together here. Trailing now by 17, David, this is an opportunity that they need to answer.
And down by 17, it's not panic mode yet. Like, I know we just gave up some points and our defense hasn't played great, but I think this offense can still be who they are and stay consistent.
No doubt, lots of football to go, but you do get the feeling this is the time of game where, you know, it could get bad. If you don't score and all of a sudden they get the ball back, they take it down the field and put some points up, this thing might be over. So absolutely, this quarterback, he wants to drive this offense down the field and at least put something on.
And this offense is desperate to keep this drive alive, trailing by multiple possessions, and it's getting late. Bringing the heat. Took a shot as he threw. Defense was not fooled for a second, and it'll bring up fourth down.
Well, you can see the mindset of this offense changing quickly. We're late in the third quarter. They're down on the scoreboard. They've got to get aggressive, and they've got to throw the ball if they want a chance to win this game. But the defense knows it. It's going to be really hard for this quarterback now. The windows are going to be small like it was that time.
Guys, look at this. They're going to gamble and go for it here on 4th and long. Play clock was down to 5. No need to rush things. Make sure you got it right, so they'll use the timeout. And that will leave them with just 2 timeouts to use the rest of the way. The Gamecocks will punt it away on 4th down. I wouldn't call this punt formation, but these guys don't always punt it. You'd think they would have had a good chance to down that one deep, but the bounce carries it into the end zone for the touchback. The Oregon offense is on the field to get this drive going. Here's Moore to throw. Here comes the heat. Snagged out of the air. Oh, spins away. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down. Big chunk play to start this drive. Now they'll really try to take it to this defense. Moore to the air. Quick completion on the out route. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
Nice job there. Good timing between the QB and the wide receiver executing that out route.
Last completion picked up a couple. Here comes 2nd and 8. Back to pass. Escapes the pressure to his right. They'll force him out of bounds after a solid pickup on the play.
And I think this is important for this defense. This will be a big key in the football game. Like, I got to limit the damage from that guy. Because that's a QB that's dynamic, and he can make so many big plays. I got to string him out. I got to make him get to the sideline. But I will say this. I do want to hit him at the end of the runs. I don't want to let him out of bounds and let him get free carries. I want it to be physical.
Really nice job there by the quarterback, understanding that it's zone coverage on 3rd down. You're going to have to find someone working into a soft spot, get the ball out of your hands quickly, make an accurate throw, and pick up the first. Well done.
The Ducks are flying down the field. Moore. Quickly to the flat, the wide receiver screen. Just what this offense was looking for. Sets him up at the 26 with the first down.
One of the things I love about the passing game we've seen on offense so far here is just how good the decisions have been by the quarterback. He's not being too greedy. When the shot plays have been there, he's taken them, and they've scored points because of that, but he just takes what the defense gives him, and you're just whittling away, and you're marching the ball down the field.
And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line.
Well, this quarterback normally makes defenses look very silly week in, week out with his speed, but he has yet to face a defense like this. This defense accepted the challenge. They have stepped up. They have been disruptive. They have been living in the backfield all game long. That already the 3rd sack of the game for this unit.
My job is to make sure that ball comes loose, and I got to go through that guy, use my shoulder pad, drive my feet, really, really be physical, because if he bobbles it at all, or as soon as his hand gets to the ball, you can tell the difference when that body jerks forward and that ball starts to come loose and pop out.
Time has expired here in the quarter, and Oregon has the lead. And they've built a comfortable lead after 3 quarters of play. Let's take a look at how we've gotten here. One final period to play, and we'll see who can grab that W as we start the 4th. Final stands of the game, and we'll start with a first down. Dante Moore under fire, and they got him.
And that is a huge play for the defense. Offense has it in your red zone. You're trying to knock them out of field goal range. The only way you do that is by creating negative plays, and they get the sack.
Moore will throw. Finds his back in the middle. The ball is down at the 14 after that grab. He just keeps piling up numbers with completion after completion in this standout performance.
And I think some people might say late in the game, you got the win, everything's in hand, be a little bit conservative, or you just say, I'm just going to keep doing me. And what I do with this offense is throw the football all over the...
Now wait just a second here. I don't see the kicker coming out. I think they're going to go for it here. More to throw for it on 4th down. Touchdown Ducks! And the pummeling has started.
And this offense continuing to put up points. This game's out of reach. You know you're going to win, but still throwing the football, still finding that connection. I imagine there'll be some salty handshakes at the end of this game.
Not much drives more anxiety than waiting to see if the hands team can corral the onside kick, and they do. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. So this offense has done nothing. No points on the board, and right now it's just about trying to save face. They'll start this drive with a pass. Unloads to the right. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. He's knocked down, but what a play to come up with the interception.
And as a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's past, you're pinning your ears back, trying to get to the quarterback, and DBs are trying to do this. Pad them stats, get the INT. Nice job by this D.
Defense played the Wildcat very well on that one, stopping them for a short gain.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. 4th quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
They finally make the stop, and the defense out of sorts against that Wildcat, and they give up a big play.
And I think that's what you want to see from this offense down the stretch. Like, can you physically dominate the game? You've got the lead. Now run the football, eat clock, continue to feed your dude.
On the direct snap, it's Davison. Found a little room out of the Wildcat that time, just short of the first down.
No mystery on that play. With the lead, we are going to run the ball. You know it's coming, and we are running right at you. Right into the teeth of the defense, and they're still able to get a nice game.
We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and they have this game in hand right now. But we'll see just how aggressive they want to be on offense. They go to the Wildcat here, looking to take advantage of that extra blocker. Back has it. They forged ahead just a bit. Not a lot working with the Wildcat there. They'll break out the Wildcat to try to move the chains. On the snap, it's Davison. They make the stop, but not before the chains move and the Wildcat formation pays off.
These situations are preached so much in college football. Finishing a game strong, understanding circumstances. They are running the football right at you, trying to keep that clock moving, get a few first downs, and get a W.
Direct snap. Hard running there. Wildcat look didn't get much. Picked up a few on that one.
That's got to be demoralizing if you're the defense. You're trailing. You need to get the ball back. You got to get off the field, but you can't stop the run when they're going between the tackles. This defense is going to have to get a lot more physical, especially in the middle.
Snap to the back. Defense played the Wildcat very well on that one, stopping them for a short gain.
And I'm a fan of this, man. Run the football, eat the clock. We got the lead. This offense has put together a nice day, man. Like, just balance, rhythm, timing, play calling, everything has worked. That's why they've built this lead. They've had a great day today.
Oh, and he's going backwards. Defense not fooled at all by the Wildcat.
And this defense has got to be jacked up, and they finally forced the fourth down, right? They've gotten a couple of first downs, got some things going.
Field goal unit's not coming out here, guys. I think they're going to go ahead and go for it on 4th and long. On the direct snap, it's Moore. He's got enough for the first down, and they roll the dice and convert to keep this drive going. Just complete and utter dominance in this one. Outplayed their opponent and took care of business.
Yeah, total domination in all three phases of the game. Offense, defense, and special teams. This team came ready to play, and man, it was pedal to the metal right from the opening kickoff.
And that's how you like it. Forget the close games, forget the heartbreakers, this play could decide it. Just frying pan, meat face, ball game over.
That's going to do it for us as the season marches on. For David Pollack, Jesse Palmer, and Holly Rowe, I'm Reese Davis. This has been a presentation of EA Sports College Football.